Are you ready to go live? We are live.
Live.
And inside. Let me get my phone set up so I can actually see myself live. It says still waiting. Cool.
Yeah, there's a delay. Eventually it'll
now it's an ad for pizza.
All right, Little Caesars.
You say for Petri dish?
Yeah, Petri dish. Experimentation live. Skip ads. Cool. I want to get paid. There we go. I can see myself, but you can't see me. Live. Lawson and friends. Still in the scout shed for a limited time. We'll start our questions in a few minutes. McStash is not here. He was just live with Blue Mike and Doyle on Instagram a couple minutes ago, somewhere down in the Walking Dead land. So I see no other comments. Still see 5 of us, so I think it's just us again. Weird. There was 9 people before.
Yeah, we all went to McStash.
Yeah. He's everybody went over there. Hopefully everybody will come back in a couple minutes. We'll just sit here and bullshit.
What's up, Jack?
Oh,
we got somebody.
HD Traveler and Ty from Tennessee.
Hey,
Ty.
Got some quality folks out there watching us. Less than quality programming.
Hey, there's BD Rider.
Yeah, BD Rider. Let's see, Technic Rides.
Now they're flowing in. See, just had to wait a little bit.
Everybody had to wait for McStash and Doyle to get off their live stream.
By the way, everybody remembers meeting Technic Rides at VAM, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, next spring. I'm actually, I think we're planning on catching up when we go down there.
Good.
He's basically on my way, so I think we're just going to pick him up on my little convoy.
Yeah. Let's see, all of us in the comments. All right. Yeah. Anybody have any announcements they want to make before we get started? Get a few more people in the audience.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Next Saturday, 7 p.m., my channel, doing a revision announcement. You know, yes, those changes. Thank you for the doctor recommendation that you used, CDL. You know, whatever the changes they did to you, they're giving me a half price discount. So, anyway, so I can't take that any further. Sorry. But yeah, doing a channel, some channel revisions. I'll do the official thing on Saturday, and doing some giveaways. So join me then. Hope to see everybody then. 7 p.m. Eastern on my channel.
Right. You said Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Okay. So I don't mean anything.
Yeah. While we're waiting, so for those that follow me on Instagram and or Facebook, you probably have already seen. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, I have made the difficult decision to trade in the El Diablo and go to 3. Nobody but the people here on the live stream, you know, those with the Scout Shed knew this until today, but I took the bike out for a ride a little bit ago. I got home and I didn't have the bunking rear crash bar installed yet. I had the Harley Davidson high up bar installed, and our back of our driveway is very narrow, very long, and in the back it's kind of messed up. We had a 3-car garage that we had torn down a couple years ago, and
is that what she said?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the guy that did the work for us, he used to come along, and it kind of tore up the already crappy portion of the driveway back there. So when I put the kickstand down, I didn't realize that it was in some soft gravel. And I went to get off the bike. The bike started tipping over, and I couldn't stop it. So bike fell over, scratched the left side saddlebag pretty decently. I tried getting it up. That's what she said. On my own, I tried 4 times. I couldn't do it. My right wrist, it's still too weak. I don't know if it'll ever be back to the strength that it used to be. I'm still going to continue to work on it, but I mean, when I had my Lowrider S, which was what 680, I want to say, fueled up, ready to go, I was able to throw that thing around like it was nothing. Since the accident, not so much. So, I did some long and hard thinking about it, and that's what she said. We're just with it today, guys. And I made the difficult decision. I am trading it in on that black on black Road Glide 3. Hurts my heart a little bit, but I'm very excited for what the possibilities are. It's definitely going to allow not only myself to do more riding, because it's going to extend my riding season, living here in crappy Western New York, but it's going to allow Kristen and I to do a lot of traveling together too.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up on two wheels. I would like to do something a little lighter possibly, or if somehow I am able to get my wrist in a better situation over time. I mean, I'm in daily pain. I'm in pain right now as we speak. I mean, it's lessening each day, it seems like, but it's still there. So, you do what you got to do. I don't care what other people think. I'm not here to impress anybody. And knees in the breeze is knees in the breeze. But, if and when the time comes that I'm able to find the right bike, I will certainly be back on too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, HD Traveler.
You're comfortable on and whatever you're riding, that's what matters, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You do your thing.
Yeah, I think you'll find that's probably going to be a lot more comfortable on longer road trips. You'll see a huge difference.
Yeah. That thing looked like it had some pretty wide tires on it in the picture too.
It does. The one thing I don't like is the sidewall thickness. They're low profile, so I'm wondering how that's going to affect road, bumps in the road and all that.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. There's probably better suspension in that to take care of that.
Does that have air ride?
Either the suspension or play with the tire pressures a little bit.
Right.
Does that have air ride?
Don't worry about
it. No, it doesn't. CDL.
All right.
I'm telling you, I'll bet you by the next time, a year from now, next time we see you, you're going to have that rear end lifted a little bit. You'll have some knobby tires on it.
Yeah, mutters. You get some truck tires on there and drive through the winter with that. Just put a ski on the front.
Well, and actually, the funny thing is it's funny you guys would mention that because one of my thoughts is for my next two-wheel bike, if that's in the cards for the future, what I'd like to do actually is Ben, Bikes, Beards, and Brews and I were kind of bantering back and forth on Instagram and, got thinking about it. And I was like, my biggest problem with the Road Glide is it's just too stinking heavy, especially Chris now. And he's like, what about like a Pan America? And I'm thinking, and we're both talking back and forth. We're like, it's 150 horsepower. It weighs like 520 pounds. Think about it. Put some floorboards on that bad boy. I mean, you pretty much smoke any bagger out there.
All right. And if you want something smaller to ride around on, just local or something, don't forget what is it, like Triumph or who is it? It has the smaller bikes like the 350s and stuff still.
Right. And that's it's funny that you would mention that because actually Kristen and I were just talking about 10 minutes before I came into the green room. And I said, if I'm looking for something just for around town and stuff like that, I don't need distance and all that. I could actually look into an electric bike.
Royal Enfield.
I can look into a Zero or something like that.
Yeah. I want to go up to Zero again. They have a new bike out this year. What is it? Dual Sport?
The Meteor?
Yeah. Royal Enfield has like a 350 or smaller bikes, whatever.
Yeah, they got the Meteor 350 and the Meteor 600, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a dealership down this way that sells them.
Thanks everybody for the kind words in the chat. I truly appreciate it. I know that you all get it, and riding is riding. And again, like I said, I don't care what other people think, but there's always going to be those detractors.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah.
Agreed, AB. Yeah, that Scrambler 411 is really nice too.
Oh yeah. But there's always the Suzuki Bergman. Somebody
Or
has
the other
one of
way,
those for
or a
sale.
Chonda.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to, if anything, I trade the Chonda for a Bergman 650. That thing's
Well,
all
and
ass though.
keep in mind too, Kristen's still got the Rebel 1100. We have to go pick it up, once the snow officially melts, and we still do have the Navy. I mean, granted, it can't get out of its own damn way, but it is two wheels.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, there's a kid here in Nepa that rides around one of those little not monkey. There's another one that Honda makes there. What's that other one? Not the Navi.
The Grom.
Yeah, Grom.
There's a ton of them around here.
Yeah, that kid zips through town. I see him every morning.
Yeah.
He hauls ass on it. Not so much now with the snow, but
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping to get out and get some demo rides. Like I said, on Instagram and stuff. Another Indian dealership's gonna be within an hour of me. I don't know when they're officially gonna move everything over there. They have to get the permission from the factory first.
Well,
Yeah.
I will tell you this: if Maddie's is huge here in my area, if what they're doing in your area is anything like what they're doing here, you're gonna have a really good dealership there on your hands, man.
Yeah. Because I need more options. It's just Indiana Avery is where I bought my Scout. I take it back there for the inspections and shit every year. But it's like, they don't have demo rides here anymore. They haven't had a demo ride here since 2019.
Yeah,
no option to
Maddie's
even
is
have
top
one.
notch.
Yeah. So if they have the connections with the factories, I don't care if it's Yamaha, if it's Husqvarna, whatever. I'm ready to go out there and demo. I mean, hey, it's free,
Yep.
Show up with my camera and my helmet on, and I'm ready to go. All of them, just like the Zero. I loved riding the Zeros last year. So
no bullshit, man. That's the most fun I've ever had on any single bike in just like one ride. That instant torque, it just.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I liked that last one I rode had canyon mode, not just sport mode, but it had canyon mode. That would be so fun to bring that bike down the van.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get on the twisties, because that immediately slows you down, immediately speeds up. It's instant, off and on. Instant torque. May last up to 4 hours.
Have they had their demo rides there yet this year? Oh, they couldn't have because they're in Buffalo.
Summer. They had it in July, I think, last year.
Guy, well, let's if it works out in between everything, let's plan on meeting up there because I'd love to ride another Zero again.
Oh yeah. All right, Rebel Scoutmaster's here. Jones rides.
Rebel, you're not late. You got here exactly when you intended it to be.
Yeah, we haven't started the questions yet. We're bullshitting before the live stream today. So.
As we say, a biker is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see.
Screw you guys. That was funny.
It is funny. I went like that.
We're still waiting for Anonymous Biker's first comment of the day.
Jazz21 Gamer, welcome. I think this is the first time seeing that name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a local.
Cool.
I think he's friends with Addison.
It's all the cool people, damn it.
Yeah. I got all the kids here today. But, all right, I think we'll go ahead. We're about 15 minutes in already, so we'll start with the questions today.
Really quick, Chads. Go ahead and put in the chat what systems you got, man. I've been gaming since 1979, brother.
Yeah.
Did they have games back then?
Pong.
Yeah, the Atari VCS, Pong.
Pong, Tank.
Space Invaders.
The only way you had to hang on to the antenna while you're playing the game. So,
hey, put in the chat while you're on here. Put in the chat where you're joining us from.
Yeah, definitely.
And
make sure you hit that like button, people.
Yeah. All right, we'll go ahead. Some different questions. We always try to do something different on every live stream. I'll try to be actually all the way on camera too. Adam Sandoval is doing the Great American Convoy this year. Will you be seeing him at your local Harley Davidson dealership? Okay, Throttle Fiend, you're first today.
I most likely will be seeing him. I definitely will not be seeing him at my local dealership. The two closest are Adams Center, New York, which is down past Syracuse area where I grew up, and the other one is in Erie, Pennsylvania. If I had to choose between the two, I'd probably say Erie, especially if you're going to be able to make it there CDL. I'll be honest. I looked at his listing, and obviously nothing against Adam. He's an awesome person, and everybody who knows he's doing this to raise money for charity for veterans. So, God bless him and all that. But it looks like most of the places he's hitting up are like the larger dealerships, which I get. But it kind of sucks. He isn't going to be a little bit closer to home. But hey, never stopped me from riding. To see somebody. So yeah, I will definitely see him. It's just a matter of whether it's at Adams Center or in Erie.
Okay. All right, Toby, your question.
Yeah, he'll be at he'll be up in, I'm not stealing Randy's thunder here, but I know he'll be at Bluegrass Harley Davidson. I think he'll be up in Randy's neighborhood too. I'm going to try and go to or ride to as many as I can that time and time off allows. So,
all right,
as long as it doesn't interfere with the weekend stuff I got going on, as far as like own and the, whatever.
Yeah. Did you guys see the schedule at all? I know.
Yeah,
we talked about it already.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. Sinister.
Yeah. I mean, if the moon's aligned, I'll definitely. I looked at the maps. He's going to be at looks like 3 dealerships in Kentucky. So one of them's Wildcat, I think, too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if I get the opportunity, why not? I mean, I already met him once down at his campground. So, yeah, I mean, if I get an opportunity to go out there and see him, and that'd be nice. Hey, I'm up for riding.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hit all 3. Who knows?
I'm not overly concerned with linking up with him. It's just a ride. It's just sorry to mean to cut you off there, Randy. Just saying it's, right on line with that. I'm not so much wrapped up about Sandoval being there, but he creates an event or whatever. Yeah. He is coordinated to create events, and I don't mind being at that event and riding around. So,
all right.
Yeah, I definitely want to shake his hand, man, for all he's done for us veterans. That's for damn sure.
All right. All right, Black Phoenix, your question.
Yeah, I was just checking out his schedule now, and it actually looks like he's going to be up at Monty's Harley Davidson in West Bridgewater, which is where I actually grew up. That's only like a half hour from me.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So, and there's also one in Providence, but that's a little south of Providence, I guess, looks like in Warwick. But the West Bridgewater one would be interesting. Like I said, I grew up in that area, and that's a small one. That's not one of those huge dealerships. It's like a small town type dealership, but it's been there for so long and everybody knows about it. That's probably why it's on his list, especially for being in Massachusetts. Because then he's hitting north of Boston, but that's it for Massachusetts. He's nowhere west of Worcester at all.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure some of this is probably sponsored selected, but I'm going to look at the exact date and time, but that might be a good chance to catch up with him.
Yeah.
Well, that was his thing. He had to, the dealerships up in the locations actually had to contact him and tell them, 1, yes, they'd like him to come there. 2, they are willing to throw a party and raise money specifically for his charity cause he's doing. Otherwise, if they didn't reach out to him,
okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
He's been pushing it for like a month or so, saying, "Hey, have a deal." Reaching out to everybody in this country, saying, "Hey, if you got a dealership near you, reach out to them. Tell them to contact our website and tell them, that's what the factor was. They had no problem going there, but that dealership needed to have a gathering and the intent was to raise money for the charity cause. So,
I'm surprised. Must be Harley at Jamestown didn't have anything to do with it, because I actually like that dealership a lot better than Erie. They're a lot nicer. They're still family owned. They're small family. They own 2 Harley dealerships. They've owned them forever. They've been around forever.
Well, it could have been. You could check the time frame that he's going to be around that area.
Yeah.
If your dealership had another event they didn't want to, that was the biggest thing I was concerned with.
He's hitting this area July 4th weekend too, so that's probably a big factor, because he hits Erie on July 1st, and then he's there. He's at each dealership for like 2 hours, I think.
Right.
If you see his
Something like
schedule,
that.
man, that's nuts.
Yeah, because he's going over to Ohio after Erie, and he's hitting 2 other Ohio dealerships that same day on that Saturday. And I think Sunday and Monday are probably like ride days to go somewhere else. But so I want to say he's hitting Rock and Roll Harley Davidson maybe for Cleveland. But I know he's hitting a smaller dealership outside of Cleveland somewhere. I can't remember which one. It's one I've never been to.
But yeah, Randy, he's hitting it like right along our stretch. You know, Bowling Green, Wildcat, High Stakes, and Bluegrass, all on that weekend before the Ohio Windy 9.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I wish he was going to be there when we were doing Ohio Windy 9.
Yeah.
That would have been nice to pop in there.
Yeah.
I unfortunately won't be able to go when he's in Erie because I've already made plans with my daughter to go to Comic-Con up in Buffalo. We were going to go to the Niagara Falls one in Canada, but it's just the hotels are ridiculous up there. That would have only been like another hour drive for me, but I would have had to stay up there by the time you cross the border. And
yeah, border crossing is still a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So we're probably going to hit Nickel City Comic-Con that day. Otherwise, if you would have hit Jamestown, that would have been nice though, because he could have hit that on the same day. But that's all right.
I wish I would have known all that, Toby. I mean, I've been paying attention, but I didn't realize that like dealerships had to like reach out to him because I would have said something. I mean, being that my home dealership is partially owned by Kyle Wyman. I mean, you'd think that would be like a big stop.
Yeah, well, it's again, maybe they did. Like you said, I don't know. Maybe they did, but the time frame, it's all about, you guys know, it's all about timing and everything else. And maybe when he's going to be in that area just doesn't match up with that dealership's calendar. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh. I said, that's tough too. July 4th weekend is, granted, July 4th Tuesday, but people take that weekend to do their family thing. And
the other thing to be aware of, y'all, is I think I saw this on his website. I got it up now and I'm scrolling through, but I think they are requesting if anybody wants to ride with them from specifically with his convoy from one location to the next. I think, it says disclaimer, all types of vehicles welcome. We ask for a minimum of $25 donation. 100% goes to the charity. Per dealership, you stop when you ride with them. So I think they're just asking for donations from riders if you're going to do it. And I mean, it's
for veterans.
Yeah. He's going to be in Gettysburg. He must be doing like Gettysburg going up and then coming back down through New York and stuff after.
I don't even think I was riding the time he did his first run.
I was riding, but I was not vlogging yet. So that's one of the first people I saw on YouTube actually that kind of got me into it. So
Ryan, you tell us the one that or both of you, if you guys know, or shoot, Derek, if you guys know the ones that he's going to that are up in the northern areas. I'm wondering if he's hitting those that are also closest to the border so he can come back quickly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like under the concept of trying to do 10 states or however many states, you're trying to do that quick, hit the borders, the closest one.
Yeah, that'd probably be why he's not in Western Mass at all. Looks like he's looping through Connecticut.
He's got to move, man. If you look at the schedule, he's 2 hours per dealership and moving. I mean,
he's hustling.
Goodness gracious.
He probably doesn't want to spend too much time up here anyway. That last time he was up here during that first ride, he was riding in snow.
That could be.
Him there.
Might be snowing in June when he comes to Erie or July. You never know around here.
No kidding. We've had snow here on Mother's Day.
That'd be a good ride from Warhorse to Gainesville.
Yeah, it may be riding to Own in a snowstorm. Who knows? That's in June, but hey. We'll go to the next question, I guess. This one kind of goes along with Adam's ride, but any local charity rides or meetups do you support or participate in regularly? Or if you just want to shout it out, even if you don't participate in it.
I'll be frank, I don't know of any. I'm not I mean, we have hog stuff and all that, but I don't, I'm not affiliated. Don't know anybody who's in any motorcycle clubs or anything like that personally. So, I'd certainly like to. I think we have a BACA chapter here. I definitely would like to get involved with that if I could. And if there's any veterans ones, I'd certainly like to get involved with that. As we've said in a previous live stream, I don't think I have the bandwidth to ever get involved with an MC, maybe a riding club, other than Hog. But so nothing officially, but I definitely would like to if I can come up with something.
All right, thanks, Frank. Next question. All right, next person. Sorry, that joke went right over everybody's head.
I was like, "What?
What's it from?"
Thanks, Frank. Yeah, I missed
you.
that.
You said I'll be Frank. You said I'll be Frank. I go,
Jesus.
thanks, Frank. Sorry, that joke went. I was the one drinking last night, so.
Yeah, you should let us screen those jokes before you say them.
All right.
No. What it is I used to have a supervisor years and years ago, and I used to always say, well, to be honest, and she's like, well, does that mean that you're not always honest? So you should say, I'll be frank.
Yeah, no, it's my wife.
So it kind of stuck.
Those are some beginnings I'm not a fan of. I try to avoid those like the plague. To be honest, I'll be honest with you. When the dealers say that kind of stuff, I'm like, don't say that crap because are you lying to me every other time? Anyway.
Right.
My favorite one. This is the best we can do. When you're at the dealership, I'm like, see ya. That's the best you can do. But then they go back to their manager like 5 times. They're just standing there too. They aren't even saying nothing.
Yeah.
So,
but no, I kind of like what Derek said. Do I have a regular charity? No, but I'm constantly keeping an eye out, like in the local dealerships or just around the area. I might even, now that education is done, I may try to start something myself down in. I've thought about it, trying to start something up down in Georgia. That's where my dad lived before he passed. Well, he was in Texas, but he maintained a place for like a decade down there. So his name is well known down there. So I've thought about doing something like that, but no regular charities. We tried to, like I said, I maintain look on the Hog Group stuff or local dealership stuff or, rides around the area. We look on Facebook, any kind of meetups in the group, and they share rides on, cycle fish, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't have a ongoing one that I consistently do every time. I used to do the bikes, blues, and barbecues. They used to do that in Elizabethtown, and they changed it last year to bikes, bands, and barbecue. And then this year they're canceling it because they didn't like that the element of the aim of the crowd increased. They didn't like the motorcycle element that came into town or whatever.
Jeez.
Apparently one person trying to ride their motorcycle, standing up on the seat, scared the hell out of everybody or something. Or tried to. One person out of thousands.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, arrest that dumbass. If they're doing something stupid, and they're like, we try not to arrest people during these kind of events.
What the hell?
You do stupid stuff, you get stupid results. So anyway, but yeah, they used to we did what was called Thunder into E-Town, where we'd start at our American Legion and do a ride and come into the center of E-Town in the square. And they used to have donation stuff there as well. And we used to kick donation to that every year, but they don't do it anymore.
Stashes, dude.
He's in our chat.
And if you ain't in here live, then shut up. Don't be in a live
right?
Somebody filter those comments.
And actually, while he's really quick, I do have one. I completely forgot. It's not local, but I've supported Forgotten Angels every time they've had a thing.
All right. I think Sinister, it's your question.
I got nothing. I don't no charity rides or anything like that. I donate to charities anonymously, like AB, but I don't do any rides. Maybe because you don't really hear much about them. I think I don't hear much about stuff going on. Maybe that's probably why. I'd probably consider it. Yeah, I'm nothing against it. All about helping people out every once in a while. Pay it forward because people have helped me along the way.
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have anything. No, nothing I know of that happens annually or anything like that, or ever so often. I don't hear anything about it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they needs to be advertised more, because it definitely needs to get out there. I mean, Facebook's a good place to do that, and you hear about local stuff. That's usually how I hear about stuff. But no, I don't have anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do a lot with the U.S. Fighter Riders group, and every year we always do, for our chapter, we do one charity ride. We pick a charity as a group and we donate money to them. And I joined up with Blackstone Valley U.S. Fighter Riders too, so I'll probably be doing a separate charity ride with them. So every chapter kind of does their own charity ride for the year. And for my own thing, for my own channel, I've also joined up with a volunteer cat shelter. So for Moby Kit Rescue, so I'll be collecting money this year and doing different events and stuff for them. And it's not motorcycle related, but at the same time, it's tough because people don't understand the volunteer stuff. They're doing it out of their homes. They don't have a shop. They don't have anything. So they're really just giving up their own homes for these cats and kind of spending their own, volunteer money and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to help them out the best I can.
Yeah. Like any charity is worth it, honestly. Or like Anonymous says, Destiny needs money too. So apparently.
Oh, yeah. She gets enough of my money anyway. So.
But, yeah, I've only done one charity ride. That was years ago. I don't know. Typical poker run. I don't remember what the charity was for. I think it was for like a kid's bank or something like that. The credit union I'm part of had something, but I don't have anything regularly I participate in as far as charity rides and stuff. But VAM last year was for St. Jude. This Mr. McStash guy is commenting.
Hey, look at my. Hold on. Can I?
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm about to. Just a mess.
Slacker Club Scout.
Yeah.
I've been hanging out in the wrong places then.
Right.
Let's see. And block.
Yeah, I don't have any regular charities that I'm part of, honestly, as far as writing and all that. So
he said soccer comes down.
Yeah. All right. We'll go on to the next question. When Road Therapy's here, she just stopped by.
Oh, hey, what's up?
But our next question is kind of a two-part question. What changes do you expect or want in the motorcycle industry over the next decade, and how much will the government be a part of those changes?
I'm going to take the second part of that question first.
Okay.
I think the government is going to be a big proponent of a lot of the changes we're going to see. I mean, everybody knows, I don't know how it is in Canada, but obviously all the European countries ABS is mandatory.
Yeah.
I expect to see, AB, that's definitely one. I expect to see Harleys get more and more expensive. Yeah. That is, truer words were never spoken, sir, or typed. So yeah, I expect to see the government in there, and that's why I'm all about, let's get as many people on 2s, 3s, whatever as possible. I made a comment on Instagram a couple weeks ago saying if you're in traffic on a freaking unicycle, you damn well sure I'm going to give you the wave. We need as many people riding as possible before the government says this is too dangerous and we're going to outlaw it. So that being said, I would like to see ABS on every bike. I would like to see traction control. I like to see cornering traction control. I'm for all the technology, with the caveat being, as the owner of that motorcycle, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, you can turn it off. But I mean, here's my thing. I used to, for those that don't know, I used to drag race Mustangs, and you know, I was all like,
That
well,
explains a lot.
I'll never go to an automatic
Well, I hate
transmission car. I always like rowing my own and stuff like that. But you know, when Dodge came out with the Dodge Demon and that had an 8-speed automatic transmission, can't nobody tell me that you can shift faster than an automatic transmission. You can't nobody tell me you can brake better on your own than ABS. In my opinion. Yes, Mustangs. Yes, AD, they can in straight lines.
Not really. Have you seen some of those? Most of the videos you see of Mustangs.
Those are people who don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's turn the traction control back on.
Right. So yeah, again, like I said, I'm all for you know, give us all you can, but make it so you can turn it off if you don't want it.
Yeah.
With my supercharged Cobalt, nice.
That thing was a beast. 20 psi in a supercharger with a 75 shot to back it up.
Whoo! I had a 337 stroker with a Tremec TKO. You probably would have.
We went from CDL live in a scout shed to Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Oh, I spent way too much money. I want some of it back though, but not all of it.
Yeah. All right, Toby, your question.
What was the question again?
What changes do you expect or want in the motorcycle industry, and how much do you think the government will be part of that? Government.
Yeah, changes. I really couldn't tell you because it's always fun to me and exciting to see what the manufacturers come up with, what their ingenuity designs and comes up with. Because anything that I say or we all say, hey, we want to see this or see that, with the price, regardless, it doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
You do an EV vehicle, it's gonna be like, we were all young and the DVD players and then the Blu-ray players came out. The prices initially were off the scales, and then now they're cheap as dirt. But will the government be involved? I could agree and disagree with Derek because I think it's, I don't know, y'all can, no politics involved with it, but I mean, It really depends upon the party and who's in charge of each state and stuff. Because I mean, they can federally mandate this and that and the other, whatever, emissions and all that. But unless they make it a law, when the next party comes in, they're just going to wipe that out. You can do executive orders all day long, but I mean,
So basically, what Toby's saying is we're going to be going down to like Mississippi to buy our bikes and bringing them back up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I'm cool with that.
I mean, Anonymous Biker brings up the good thing, mining lithium. The other challenge is that right there, we don't have every single mineral or element that we require in the United States, which means exporting a lot of stuff or importing a lot of stuff. So I mean, then does that mean that bikes stop being 100% American made? Like, some claim they are. I mean, or partly American made or whatever. Who knows? That's not shooting across at any manufacturer. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. All right, Sinister, your question.
I don't really know. I'm with Toby. I don't really know. I just know that everything's going to cost more, just like everything else.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I ride it till the wheels fall off, and if the engine blows up, just put another one in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. Enjoy the ride.
Be like Dr. Harley and put a 130 in it.
Like, there's my Frankenstein. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, new technology, new design. Everybody wants to see it. It's cool. It's nice. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. I'll watch somebody else buy it so I can just enjoy them enjoying it.
Rule number one, never buy version 1.0 of anything.
Yeah. So, I like to see somebody else get their headaches, and be like, oh, I'm glad I didn't buy that. No, I mean, it's always good to see new things, and I like to go to demos and ride the bikes and give my opinion and, see what's new, what's out there, I don't know. But yeah, who knows? Will the government have anything to do with it? I mean, maybe taxes. I mean, I got to put a new rear tire on my bike, and it costs me an arm and a leg. And it is what it is. Trials and tribulations. So, but yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? You never can. Nothing is strange or just odd anymore these days. It's just see what happens.
Truth.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah,
Pete makes a good point there too.
Dictate changes. Yeah, I think just I mean, buying a bike used to be a somewhat cheaper alternative to get around than a car and stuff. It's not even that anymore. Yeah. And I think that's what's driving, and kind of one of my points in my videos what I made about calling out BRP and Can-Am. It's like, where's the affordable option for new people to come in and start riding, whether it's 2 or 3 wheels? And that's probably just going to get worse. And is the government going to get involved in that? Who knows? They can, like you said, Toby, it's not, unless it's a flat out law, federal law,
right?
It could just get wiped away, so it doesn't even matter. We might have, a couple years of pain, then it just goes away and goes back to normal again.
Pete made a great point with what you just, right there, because like you're saying, the government, if nothing else, they're excellent at screwing stuff up, right? So I mean, they try to come in with programs or whatever to try to make things better or inject money into the economy, and I don't care what party it is, it never works. So it's like like he says, let the market dictate what the changes are. The dealerships and the manufacturers, let them listen to the customers, because they listen to the customers, but they also have to say, okay, we want to do this. The demographic is saying do this, or the target audience is saying do this, but we have to make this fit within those regulations and all that bull crap. It's
and that's what I figured out. I don't know if you guys were aware that BRP and Can-Am actually came out with two-wheeled electric motorcycles.
I did not know that.
See, that's the funny thing. They marketed them. They came out. I think they only did it to meet some sort of Canadian regulations that they're making electric vehicles. So they're not really going to market them at all. No one's going to buy them. They just have to be able to offer them and have a couple. I think you have to make so many of them or whatever, and then that's it. They're going to meet those. And but again, that's taking money away
from fertilizer.
That's taking money away from them, putting into the actual products people are buying.
Right, and that's the thing that kills me is everybody's like, oh, Tesla, blah, blah, other electrical vehicles. Well, you know what? Where does that electric come from? Coal.
Yep.
It's dog chasing its fucking tail.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not knocking, but I mean, it's a great, and this is kind of off topic, but it's not, because it tangents from that, right? So, I mean, you can sit here and say, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. It's like, you can sit here and say, yes, EV vehicles, yes, electric bikes and all that. But it's going to take longer than, 3 or 4 presidency terms, if not way longer, to get a country set up and geared and fit right for charging stations and not fuel stations across all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just a flip a switch, pardon the pun, with electricity.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not wrong, though.
And I like the zero motorcycles. I like the fact that you have an option for something that fun with the electric to go fast, but we all know you're going to go further on a gas bike.
Yeah, if I bought a zero from that dealership, I would literally have to trailer at home. It will not make it from the dealership to my house.
AB, come on, get back on topic, man. Take a dump on an electric bike.
As far as the government being involved, I mean, New York State, you see it. California, you see it. Not even just the federal government. They kind of make their own rules. Where New York's going to be nothing but brand new electric vehicles come, what is it, 2035?
Yeah, something like that.
They're trying to way too soon.
Yeah, they're trying to push for the all electric school buses up there too.
Yep.
I'm like, what kind of infrastructure they're going to have all those chargers put in at the bus stops? How many small school districts are going to afford that?
They can't.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who used to work in school transportation.
Yeah.
And on top of it, to go back to the whole thing I said about coal, until we have other reliable energy sources, I mean, those freaking windmills or whatever, they're not at best. They probably lose more power than they create. I
Yeah.
mean, our solar panel, I mean, I work for the University of Rochester. They're doing a lot of great work in solar panel work, but it's still decades away.
Yeah.
Decades away.
From powering anything significant enough to say, yeah, let's start switching. Hydro-powered bikes, baby. Yeah, or flux capacitors, take your pick.
Yep. Hey, but you know what? When that baby hits 88 miles per hour, watch out! You got some serious shit.
But it's kind of funny how I saw somebody's Infamous Creep, I think it was, did a video the other day, yesterday, or look up for the last few hours or whatever, talking about the new a later question we have in here. And, you know, but he talked about also on a separate thing, talking about electric vehicles with Californians. Apparently, I guess this administration is saying California is the blueprint for, you know, electric, whatever, the electric map and how to do it and how to copy it. I'm like, really? You mean the state that has rolling blackouts like all the time?
Yeah. Right. And people literally shitting in the streets in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
That state just needs to go on.
Hey, Ozark Riders. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
I will say this: if anybody hasn't checked out Infamous Creep's channel, check him out. He is the hardest working freaking YouTuber out there. Dude puts out videos daily, at least.
Anonymous, by the way, I don't think Randy's turds could. Never mind, I'm not going there. I just know that's a small gas tank hole, so you know you got to talk to him about that.
Bricks.
Yeah. All right. Our last official question is, what are your thoughts on Indian Motorcycle decommissioning the traditional multicolored logo? And for those of you who don't know, that's the one with the red-skinned Indian, the traditional one. I actually have it on my bike. I don't know how many people have been following that. I posted something about it once or twice on Instagram, but
I think it's crap, frankly. I'm not going to get too political. And I know that I look like I'm as white as the day is long, but I am 1/8 Native American.
1/16th?
1/8. I'm
kidding.
I'm 1/10 whack-a-hole.
I don't see it as a disrespectful thing. I think, I mean, again, not to get too political, I think if the Redskins kept their logo but never had the Redskins name, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. Same thing with the Cleveland Indians, and you've got the Kansas City Chiefs too in the NFL. Yeah. Many Native American groups have come out and said they're in support of it. I think, like with a lot of things, it's just people got a wild hair up their butt, and more often than not, it's not the people that are quote unquote being represented that are upset. Yeah. It's white saviorism that's coming in and all that.
AB makes a great point there. So, I mean, it's Derek, you're right. I mean.
Mm-hmm. So that being said, I think it's an absolutely gorgeous logo. I would, if I had an Indian, I would rock it all day long and twice on Sundays. I just, you know, and as with anybody who knows me knows that I hate all politicians. I think the system is broken and both sides suck ass. We've got far too many other pressing issues than to worry about the graphics on a tank badge or the name of a company. I mean, you know, it's just, it's bullshit. Yeah. To put it succinctly.
Yeah. I just say in general, they're not getting rid of the whole headdress. What they want to get rid of is just the coloration of it. They'll still use like the general headdress until it bothers somebody, basically. Which
it's not going to stop there. It's like the old adage: if you give a mouse a cookie, it's going to want a glass of milk, right? Because, I mean, people are also. I was reading some articles that there's other people similar to what AB's saying here. People are out there saying, as long as the company is making a profit with a brand name of Indian,
Yeah.
They don't like it. They want it changed unless they're giving any kind of homage or royalties or something to the indigenous, whatever. And I'm not, whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I guess the other question that I would follow on with this to the group is, do you think if Indian actually does this, or however they go about this, do you think it's going to cost them? I mean, AB could probably answer. Do you think it's going to cost them any kind of market share?
I personally don't think it's going to cost them anything. They might actually make more money off it because now all the dealerships have that letter. So,
Sorry, AB laid out a good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, it's the truth though. It's with everything with cancel culture, not even just Indian. It's NFL.
Hey, we have
baseball.
one person that's a fraction of Indian and of Native American or whatever. Indigenous American, whatever they want to call it these days.
Yeah, but it's usually Uncle Cracker that is the one that's offended by it. It's not. Yeah, I'm sure there's people offended by everything and every genre of human being out there, and
And maybe it's not. I could care less what the competitive market shares are. I'm just curious as Polaris or Indian as a whole, if that's going to cause any issue, if anybody thinks in general that's going to, I mean, you're going to have people out there that are, kind of the full, passion at both ends of the spectrum, if you will.
Yeah. I honestly don't care. I mean, as an Indian rider, my next bike will probably be an Indian when I have the money to afford another one. But I don't give a shit what logo's on the side of the tank. It's
oh my god, are you serious? Dude, I know this is way off topic, Chris, but highlight what Rebel Scoutmaster just put.
I saw that.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, I'll put that up on the screen.
As somebody who lives in the Northeast, I mean, that's like everything is. I mean, we have towns, Tonawanda,
But the Boy Scouts of America took a lot of their principles adopted a lot of their things from the Indians.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of the Order of the Arrow, all that crap. I mean, a lot of their,
I know what you mean.
The customs and the organizational stuff that they do was derived from in honor of the Indian culture. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's like Throttle Fiend said, Tonawanda, that was Indians, Cherokee, whatever, all the tribes. They're usually named after a tribe that lived in that area.
The county I grew up in, Onondaga County.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money for taxpayers to change all this shit too.
Yep.
Not just with the motorcycle stuff, but in general with towns and I still see people. My neighbors across the street have the traditional Cleveland Indians flag still flying in front of their house.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it all the time.
Yep.
And my thing, this is the last thing I'll say on this. Those that know me know that I have a son on the spectrum. Okay.
Yeah.
And for me, it's about words matter, but it's about intent.
Yeah.
If somebody uses the R word and it's in a joking manner, it is what it is. If somebody is actually trying to really hurt somebody by using the R word, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They rename crackers very offensive.
Well, it's and I go to this one. I think this one was the stupidest one too. The whole Aunt Jemima thing.
Oh yeah,
she was one of the. And the thing behind that is she was one of the first rich black women in this country, and they took her off the bottle because it was offensive to some white guy somewhere, probably.
It's somebody's agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But you can still buy Cracker Jacks. I mean, come on. You got a white guy on the box. Why is that not offensive to somebody? Cracker Jacks. Well.
Oh, retard. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. The R word.
Sometimes I forget being in that culture and all that, especially living in the Northeast. I forget that it's not,
Yeah. But they what was I gonna say? I had something else I was gonna talk about too, but like Pete's 1800 said, she was born a slave and made millions of dollars off that. She traveled the country for this is Aunt Jemima.
was gonna say
You
she
know?
literally loved it. She loved that job, like doing all that, and they took it away from her. And her family, like the family was actually on board with it and making kind of royalties and stuff, and they took all of that. Like it's always someone else who has to get affected for someone else.
Yep. Yeah, there's so many other issues we need to worry about around here, and
That's my
worry
biggest
about.
thing. That's my biggest thing.
I can't eat pancakes because whatever, they got her on the box. Who cares? The whole bottle was the coolest bottle because it was, the shape of the bottle. You go to the store, you like that brand, you picked it out. Now it looks like everything else out there. Cheap.
Well, you know what? Not for nothing, but if you're a serious connoisseur anyway, you're going to want pure maple syrup anyways.
Oh, yeah. I won't eat any of that garbage. I always eat pure maple. Canadians probably are offended by the leaf on the bottle. They used the wrong kind of leaf on there. That wasn't a maple leaf. But yeah, I don't care what logo they have on the side of the bike, honestly. That comes back to that.
I tell you what, if I did buy an Indian at one point, I'm not saying I'm for or against it, but if I did and I was able to get a hold of that headdress logo, I bet your ass I'd rock it because it's an absolutely gorgeous logo.
Yeah,
1/16 Ukrainian, huh?
Well, that's a good point, Lawson. If they do change it, all those other bikes that have that logo, people might actually seek that out at that point.
Yeah.
Well, and here's to talk about that. Somebody else posted on Instagram yesterday. Indian recently released a Jack Daniels version of one of their bikes, and I'm like, everybody says that we shouldn't ride drunk, which again I totally support. I'm dry for the most part. I don't drink, but I said jokingly, is Harley gonna respond with a Johnny Walker edition? I mean, come on, where do you draw the line?
Well, that's what Indian has a ride down in Tennessee too from Jack Daniels every year. So I think they go to the factory or something like that. They got a big ride down there. But it's like the special edition bikes are like, those are just collector's items. I can't see somebody riding it all the time. I don't know. They've done a Jack Daniels bike pretty much every year.
Oh, they have. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. They did it when I was in Sturgis. They had a Roadmaster. They actually had the Roadmaster at Sturgis Sturgis Indian when I was out there, and I got to see it before they actually unveiled it online. So that bike was completely different than that Indian Chief they had, because this thing had like the paint that looked like it was actually worth something. It's not flat black with some lines on it. And
right.
The collector bikes are cool to look at. You're paying extra for a paint job when it comes down to it. Oh, I've got one of something. But the El Diablo, that was supposed to be limited edition, but Jesus Christ, I saw like 20 people buy them the same time you did. I'm like, how limited is that bike if I see everybody buying it?
Well, and here's the thing. There's still a lot of them out there because a lot of the dealerships are marking them up. Mm-hmm. And now that I've come around on the 120th paint. It is different than the paint on the other. Well, I mean, it's a moot point now. It is. It is different, but to me it's close.
But you're going black, so you're
Actually, I'm probably going to get it wrapped.
Yeah.
It'll change the color and it'll protect the original paint for if and when I decide to trade it in.
So you're racist. You're going cracker from black to whatever color.
Put an Indian on it.
Put an Indian on it. There you go.
Would that turn some heads?
Yeah.
And then look what N3 Pro Dave said. He said someone's suing Buffalo Wild Wings because their boneless wings aren't wings.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy.
Hey, CDL, just so you know, Mikey Mike Motorcycle, he's a new guy in here. I think this is his first time.
Hey, Mikey Mike, welcome.
He's out in California. He does some good video. He did a great video yesterday or day before he did the demo rode a bunch of Indians. So
okay. Yeah,
I'm going to subscribe right now, Mikey Mike. Thanks for joining, brother.
I'll go over there. Subscribe. There you go. That's what we do here. That's what we do for charity too. We subscribe to everybody.
Well, people have been doing that for me for what, 2.5 years now?
Those in the live chat, make sure you're following or subscribing to your fellow live chat people and everybody in here in the host office or the green room or whatever the hell they call this.
Yeah. There's 19 people watching right now too. You should be subscribed to all these
Nice.
people. I think pretty much everybody that I've seen comment in like the last 10 minutes all have channels too. So yeah, I don't see anybody on here now that doesn't have a motovlogging channel.
Well, you now got 957 there, Mikey. So, boom.
Yeah, we do this for fun once a month during the wintertime. I'm thinking we're probably going to do at least April. Then we'll go from there if we're going to do May. I can't remember when we ended last year. We kind of play it by year.
Right. Well, since most of us are going to be together in June at OWN, we could always do it there. And by all means, Ryan, feel free to, because obviously we'll do it via computer.
Yeah, I could hop in at any point.
Yeah.
But,
We always say that, though. We said that at the first VAM, and then we never had 6 of us in the same room at the same time. So, which was sad because then we lost Bubba after that. So,
I will never forgive myself for not making it to that launch that you guys had in Ohio.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a good time with that other guy that didn't show up today. He was too busy.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, AB, as always.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Live from VAM. Yeah, we could try to pull something off of VAM. That's something. I think quite a few of us are staying at different hotels now. But I was going to try to spend some time at the Fin Castle. I know Doyle's still staying there, and a couple other people.
Yeah.
I think I just take one of those nights, just hang out there like we used to, then just kind of make the rounds because it's tough when it's getting so big. It's harder and harder to kind of spend a lot of time with everyone that you want to see.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even see them. There were people I completely missed last year because
that's why you just come over to the. We won't be there this year, but that's why you just go. Everybody kind of congregates around that Holiday Inn Express.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got a big old.
First year we went, I didn't see Toby until the last night before it ended. So I mean.
Yeah, the restaurant staff thought you were coming there to start a fight.
Yeah.
Where is he?
You got to see the blue pig and Doyle. You guys remember that pig? Doyle riding a pig outside the restaurant?
Yep.
Oh, I got pictures of that.
I remember that.
I got a picture too.
But yeah, we had a big group picture. It was kind of hard to see that one though because it was toward the end of the night. If we were leaving, we probably should have done it before dinner. But
you know what? I still have it. Let me import it into Photoshop and futz with it. I could probably edit it a little better.
Yeah.
Who all's going to Ohio 99?
Yeah. Most of us.
We can do it live there.
Yeah. See how that works out. I don't know what other stuff he has planned. We could always do a quick live stream even on Instagram or something, wherever.
Right.
Pull a McStash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be there, not.
Yeah. What?
No, like I said, Ryan can join in from where he's at. That's the beauty of technology.
Pete's 1800's not going to either this year.
Well, Plymouth in the house too, man. Welcome.
Sir.
GP is at Great Plains Moto Meetup. I don't think we're going. I didn't even know they were doing it actually.
Yeah.
I know that.
Is that Nebraska?
Yeah, it's at Frontier Harley Davidson, I think, or that's where it was last year. But I know like Stevie Foe and them were the ones kind of helping to rally around it or whatever, organize it. But they've been really, really busy with their personal life. So
the 5 podcast bikers. What the hell's that one?
5 Dirty Bikers.
5 Dirty Bikers podcast had one too last year. I don't know if they have one.
Yeah, they're doing the same. They're doing it again. Okay. So they're doing 2 things. They're doing March 25th. They are unveiling Weems' bike for the autism raffle they're doing. That's going to be at Bluegrass Harley next Saturday, and then they are having their meetup in September, and I cannot remember the dates. I think it's in the weekend after Labor Day weekend, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah,
I'll be there as well for that. Well, yeah,
we'll be there for it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how Vamp turnout's going to be this year with the
I wish they
Yeah,
could have did it like 1 week earlier.
Yeah.
I'd messaged Mr. G about that months ago, and not months ago, weeks ago, but no knock on him at all. He said that some people had already booked hotels and taken scheduled time off work, and that's not easy to do. So he didn't want to disservice anybody for that. I was like, I get it, man, no big deal. Just unfortunately, it's the same weekend, and I already had stuff planned. So
yeah, there's always something going on, you know.
Yep.
But
man, Pete's 1800. Be safe with that. Enjoy that. It's gonna be a hell of a ride, or a cruise, or whatever to Alaska.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a ride.
Yeah, it is.
I think he's. Pete, are you flying, or are you riding up there the whole way? Are you flying up there to go do a cruise? I can't remember.
Yeah. See.
He said he was.
So yeah, he's leaving for Alaska on the 1st.
Yeah.
But I don't see.
Yeah, it does. I wish Van would move as well, but I think he said that, the whole time he was saying it was because of how much rain we got in June.
Bad.
That's the whole reason he shifted it. And I mean, I get it. You're playing gambling. Because it poured the evening, Friday evening.
Oh, wow.
We were there too. So, but I mean, what are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're riding the Pan America all the way. Holy crap, dude.
Ocean.
Nice.
Mad props, brother.
Man, you should get some sponsors for that stuff.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Reach out to Harley, man. Holy cow.
All right. Yeah.
Harley should be all over that.
Talk to Harley, man. Be like Whit Mason. Maybe they'll give you the Pan America for free.
Yeah.
Although he already paid for it.
I know. That's why I said it. That's exactly why I said it.
Yeah, talk to what was it, anti-monkey butt powder? You might need some of that on the trip too.
No, he's been talking to the Fireside Chat guys. He uses that padded underwear.
Oh yeah.
Get those beads.
Dang, I don't think I'd want to make that ride that long on a trike, let alone a Pan America. I mean, I've heard lots of great things about how comfortable they are, but man, whoo.
Yeah, Des hit it in the nose with Farmer Almanac. Yeah.
Well, not only that, forget the Farmer's Almanac, because I mean, as somebody who we used to go to Freeport, Grand Bahama every year for 2 weeks to go scuba diving right at the end of hurricane season, and sometimes we would get caught. But knowing that Harley had the 120th coming up and all that, it's not like it was kind of by the way. I mean, just 1 week, Mr. G. Love you, Mr. G. You know I love you, brother, but just 1 week. If you could just push it back 1 week.
I would even say, hey, either June or August. I was like, hey, I would go with either one. Just get it off that weekend. I mean, I'm glad AB left. Otherwise, he'd get all over that statement.
It's hard with August too, though, because then you run into Sturgis and all that.
That's what I mean is I was saying when I messaged him before, I said, hey, bump it back either a weekend before that into June, because I know he was trying to work with McStash on the Ohio Winding Out as well. Yeah. Or bump it to after Sturgis in August, later in the month. So, I mean, I think he'd get a stronger turnaround and everybody would come to it then. But I would love to hit Bam up again, but it's on the, we're going north, not south or east. Yeah.
I wish there was some way to have the meetup, like have the own meetup and then a week later have that, you could, I mean, it's not that far apart, have a couple weeks I'd be gone,
Let's schedule 2 weeks off and do it,
Yeah.
That's great. That's exactly what I was going to say. A 2 week trip, hit a couple,
I'd be
2
like,
or 3 meets all at once.
Hell, I'd be like 120th, own, VAM, home. I'd
that would be pretty cool. Most of us could probably just convoy together at that point. That'd be some videos right there.
Yeah.
So, all right, so now we need to put together a petition, hit up Mr. G. Who's on it?
I mean,
actually, it's too late. It's too late.
I know, it's too late. It's too late.
I mean, especially with like the OWN, because OWN, he's already got the tourism bureau and everybody locked in for that weekend in June.
Yeah.
So,
but for something like that for next year, I would be totally about that. If we knew way ahead of time and we were able to hit like dot to dot those meets and then go our separate ways after the last one, that would be great.
Yeah.
Right. Well, no, that I mean. I know that Harley does a homecoming every year, but I mean the 120th only comes around once, and then of course there's the Route 66 trip directly after.
Yeah,
right.
I mean McStash is like we've been talking because he and I are riding together for the Route 66 trip.
You guys are bunking up together too, right?
He's going to Van. He's leaving. He's if I heard you correctly, I'm sorry. We
fly
are
to VAM, fly to own, and then fly to VAM, and then fly up for the rally for the weekend if he's going to do that.
Yeah, he's literally leaving VAM Saturday afternoon, riding straight through, switching bikes, changing clothes, and then gonna ride to Illinois to meet me. And I actually might meet him in Ohio and ride with him from Ohio.
Yeah,
that's I mean, good on him if you can do it, man. But
that's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he if anybody can do it, that dude can do it.
Definitely. If anybody can do it,
he's got he's got the the wherewithal or whatever G-rated version thing you want to say that can't be spun out of control since AB's not here. But
yeah, and I shared that map of like the Poconos. It was like a waterfall ride. The roads look great. And that's something I wouldn't want to try and do it all in one day and then leave. I'd like to have a bunch of people just to ride. And, those are some pretty good mountains out there. They're not quite.
Hey, CDL, let's do that. Let's do that this year. We could do it as a 2-day ride with kind of like check it out, make sure it's cool.
Yeah, I'd have to figure that out because that's
if we can make it happen, great. I want to hit my 5,000 mile service before I leave for Route 66. So I'm going to be out riding every friggin' where.
Right.
So also, you guys, just a quick plug again. Next Tuesday, the 28th, is the next workshop on Facebook and YouTube. The topic is going to be live streams specifically. Okay. So those in the live chat, come join us.
Speaking of which, Toby, do you guys record those?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gutted that I missed the last one.
So if you go in the group, right, in the Facebook group, there's a guides tab. You can hit the guides tab, and they're all listed in there.
Okay, good. No, yeah. My doctor recently changed my dosage on one of my insulins, and I was crashing hard Tuesday, and I completely forgot. I really, really wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I'd like an interesting one because a lot of people are hitting the live streams now, and trying to coordinate the timing. Because when I go live, I go rarely, but I'll look at what date and times, and I have reached out to a couple of people and be like, "Hey, are you doing your thing this week?" Like just to make sure. And there's only so much time in the day. You have 24 hours a day, days a week. How many people can you fit in, a live stream?
Right.
There was one point, and I don't know if they still do it or not, where there's a group of them. They would do a premiere their video. Next person would premiere their video. Next person would premiere. They were piggyback off each other. That was a couple years ago. I don't think they still do it.
That's a good way to do it. That's a good way.
A couple of those guys don't even do it anymore. So
but like I miss Rocket Rider 510. Rocket Rider 510 used to have
stuff occasionally. He doesn't go live nearly as much, but Ryan, I think, or Nick, Chris, I think one you might be thinking of is oh crap. I think one of their names was Uncle Kenny, and then
I think
Bird and Bike used to be on with them.
Yeah.
And then they're all three of them were out in Texas, and I think they used to
Knuckles TV. I think was one. Dad and Mad used to jump on there a little bit too. I think with them. But like Rocket Rider 510 used to have his like on a Monday night or something, and his would go like. It's funny because he'd fall asleep right on his live stream. Because I get out of work and I jump on the live stream for a little bit. Sometimes I just come out here and do it. And they would sit there and drink on their live streams and stuff. And you'd see people like this toward the end, 2:00 in the morning here.
Between Two Wheels. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Between Two Wheels. That's what their podcast. That's what their show is called. Between Two Wheels.
Yeah. But that's what I've thought about. It'd be kind of nice to have like a Friday night one during the summer, just like a hangout, not even organized like this, just a hangout one. But I like.
Yeah, we're going to cover. I mean, the topic is going to be how to do live streams. What should be monitored. What do you think is important or whatever. So if you're in the Facebook group. It's called Support Bikers Content Creators. Go in there. Feel free to ask questions about live streams or anything. You know, if there's something you'd like us to talk about or ask questions about, throw them in there because we're going to be covering some good stuff. Because I know there's Ray's Moto Life. He's been doing a lot of live streams lately, and he has said people have, you know, he's invited people to come to the live stream to the live stream.
Yeah.
And for example, one question that's come out is they say, well, if I click on your link, that's going to put me in your show, and they don't want to be on the TV. They just want to, support. But he's like, it's not going to. Don't freak out.
No.
So
No. Because I know, like, even like Anonymous Biker, when I first started doing this at random, he would come on and be in here. And, he doesn't like to show his face and stuff, and I don't blame him. But
you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple guys on that just
People
do
do it all the time.
the
They keep
audio.
a helmet or whatever they want to do on, or they'll just turn their camera off and just talk with mic on. That's
Right.
That's their prerogative.
Oh, yeah. I've been on a few live streams where they kind of did a little bit. They should have turned their camera off. But, yeah, I'm enjoying the live streams a lot more than making videos lately. This is kind of easy. I mean, come up with their questions, and honestly,
you get instant feedback from not only the other panelists but the people in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like so much easier to just hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Just like we'll dial up, just go online, be like, hey, we can hang out for a couple hours and just
yeah.
You got to think this was we kind of kicked this off back in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the military biker did the same thing back in November, December of 2020.
Yep.
And it was like this kind of format probably, I hate to see it sound morbid, but it probably saved some people's lives.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this was the only level of social interaction some people had.
Right.
And it might have talked them off a ledge, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it didn't have to be biking. I'm just saying in general, being able to reach out and talk to people and see somebody having a conversation with other than a person inside your head, that can help.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Our mental awareness and suicide stuff was last month.
Yeah, well, and exactly, that's the thing. I mean, motorcycling does play into that for a lot of us riders, but I mean, it doesn't always I could join you guys and talk about favorite pizza places or something. I mean, it's just good to chat and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what's so crazy. Like we'll jump on these live streams to do that. We'll meet up in Van and just talk like, we hang out like 2 blocks from each other.
Yeah.
We're just like hanging out like friends.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing about VAM 21 is finally getting to meet everybody.
That I still remember. I think it was. I cannot for the life of me remember who took the picture. It might have been McStash, but it was so funny because I think Chris. I think you were one of the people in the picture.
Okay.
And I can't remember who the other person was. I might be wrong. It might have been Pete's 1800, but he might remember this. But it was like somebody snapped a picture of 2 guys. It was like, we're here at a Motovlogger meetup, and what are both these guys doing? They're both on their phones. Although they weren't scanning around, they were sitting there typing and chatting on their phones. But it was funny.
Yeah, food porn.
Yeah, we can talk about that good old Hardee's breakfast, right, Chris?
Yeah.
You're right, man.
That evening was the first time I ever in my life purposely skipped a meal.
I say because we don't have them up here, so I'm okay.
We don't either. But I got there. It was pouring rain. Bubba was already there. I walked in because they didn't have any place to sit inside. It was literally just you walk in, you order, and you walk back out to sit. I walk in there, I look at the menu, and I'm like, it's either stuff I couldn't eat or stuff that I didn't want to eat.
Yeah, the Hardee's is good for that one meal the whole time. Then that's it. Then you find somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's what last year at VAM, he had us meet everybody at the Hardee's, and the first stop we made on that one ride was the Amish store. They had all the food and stuff. I'm like, well, now I don't want to
The
eat.
market, whatever.
Yeah, Amish marketplace. So I'm like, we got there, we got there and everybody's sitting there eating. And it was hotter than hell that day too. Like half the people after that part wanted to go home. That was a long day. Like we rode the whole day.
Yeah.
I know I was feeling it Sunday that was Friday. And I was still feeling it Sunday on the way home.
Yeah, like
that just wore us out.
Up the hotel that we stayed at, Randy, that we all stayed at there. If you made a right out of that parking lot and then you got up to the light and you made a right, and that's what kind of had that windy road that we went down to go to that breakfast place. There's a pizza place about halfway down there. That pizza, some of the best pizza I've ever had.
Yeah.
New York style pizza in Virginia. It was great.
So were you guys at the Holiday Inn?
No, Super 8
across the street from.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm staying at the Super 8 this year.
Yeah,
Super 8.
Yeah.
So that's good. There'll be some slightly different things around there, I guess.
Yeah, there's literally a McDonald's right now. I mean, whatever. Yeah. There's a McDonald's. There's a Walmart up the road across the street.
Jack's Rides. What's up? We got Harley Day Rider, aka Jack's Rides, in the house too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that place we went to the first year. Yeah, that last dinner we had the first year of Van was really good. The steakhouse.
Yeah, that was a good place.
Best meal I've ever eaten in a silo. Anyway.
And it's funny because I had no idea what was going on, and I wanted to get my one picture in front of the dragon. So I went to the store, and everybody's saying, "Chris, you were the one who told me about it."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, why don't you come along?" I'm like, "Where am I going?" He's like, "I don't know. Follow us." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And that's how it went.
Yeah. That's why I like the road.
That's why I like in 22 they came out with a somewhat of an itinerary of, hey, we're gonna be here, we're gonna be here.
And he learned. I mean, that's the thing, and that's the piece of it.
Yeah, of course.
He's gotten better and better. And I mean, that might be the other challenge with this one is because the place that his last video he did, he was talking about the place that he's hosting at instead. It's not the Moose Lodge this time because they couldn't keep up with it, but the place that's promised him is I think either still being renovated or built or something. It's a brand new place.
Yeah,
and they're not officially open yet. So he can't even give an address out yet.
Yeah. We'll figure it out though. It'll be a good time if we have to go eat on our own somewhere. There's enough places we can hunt down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going down there for the riding and just hanging out.
Technic-Rise, Tronius. It's the Claypool has the Holiday Inn Express and it has the
Super 8.
Super 8.
Yep.
There's and a lot of people stay at that Holiday Inn Express. I mean, they've got a really good eating area, congregating area. I mean, that's where last year when Droop and all those guys sat in there and did like a live for like a few hours. So Don on the run. What's up?
Yeah, we got like 19 people now still.
Yeah, we've been pretty solid at 19 so far.
I definitely wasn't solid at 19, but
Yeah. I had my meat up there, and we ended up eating at that barbecue and burger place.
That was
that
nice.
Night. Yeah. But then I can't remember what we were gonna do Saturday, and we all just said fuck it because it was one of those things where it rained the entire time we were out.
I forget where we were gonna go.
Yeah, McStash got a flat tire, so he never showed up to the meetup. Tommy G, I think, got a flat tire.
He got one too. Yeah.
During the ride.
Yep.
So there's that. I don't know. We got caught in that downpour on the highway. That sucked. That was the worst part of that ride. But then we all stayed in the same hotel and just ordered Domino's pizza. The Domino's guy had to come out like 3 or 4 times for us that night. But
I mean, that's great. Yeah. Jack's right. Jack makes a great point. It's the cool thing is they're both very close to each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would take nothing to hop, skip, and walk over or crawl over or whatever to either location if they have a lobby there because everybody can congregate multiple nights, right? So,
yeah, I didn't even know that Randy was staying there at the time. I just went outside to have a cigarette. First night I was there, and Dan and Brenda and Dan's brother, whose name is escaping me right now, were outside on the patio and just talking and realized who we all were. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh yeah, Randy's staying with us." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So yeah, it was. It was awesome.
Yeah. As I said, it's funny too, though. Like the last 2 years, I see people at Sonic and I'd never see them again. After Thursday night, and then never see the other people again.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of. I think there was a whole other group that broke off and did their own thing.
Yeah, I know a couple people came down from Canada. I know, like Tommy G and his wife. They kind of took them somewhere else. They rode with us the first day, and I know Tommy G kind of got pissed being in the slower group. To just say, because we rode to that Amish place, and he was like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this again."
We went to the Amish place, and
Yeah.
Kylie's bike. I think Kylie dropped her bike, and because she was trying, it was like, anyway, she dropped it. We got her bike back up, but the group kept pulling out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
So by the time her bike got pulled up, she got on and everything else. All that was left was the slower rides.
Yeah.
So I was like, we were in the back there, and I was like, telling her on the phone, there's no offense because everybody rides their comfort zones, but this was not our comfort zone. And she and I were both like, we're getting back up to the other group as soon as we get to the next stop.
Because I started off with the slower group, and it ended up being so slow. It was just like, you know what? As soon as this first group leaves, I'm out of here. I jumped right on the tail of that group, and really, even the faster group wasn't that fast. Honestly, it wasn't like everybody was. A few people were scraping pegs, but it wasn't uncomfortable to ride that fast.
That's why I said I don't want to be taken the wrong way. Not knocking anything, and Pete again is right. It was hurting cats quite a lot, and it's part of the deal. You're going to host something like that, you got to.
Yeah.
I mean, in the military, you guys, I know Derek knows this. It's the whole, they do the ability group runs equivalent, where the fast, if you're comfortable going at a faster pace, you might not want to stay in that group. It gives people options. So,
And no matter how you do it, you're still end up slinking.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to divide the group up. You get that many people.
Yeah, I mean, because 2021 we had maybe 40 riders. I want to say it seemed like roundabout.
If that, it was a small group.
Dude, last year, man, it was damn near double the amount. That was incredible.
Oh,
that turnout was freaking crazy.
Yeah, I'm upset but glad I didn't go because since I didn't have a bike, I would have been. We had the health issue with the health scare with Nate, our youngest.
Yeah,
but
that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, I would have been one salty son of a bitch.
The other interesting thing riding in a big group like that, and I ride with two wheels all the time, but the differences between how much I had to brake and how much the guy in front of me had to brake, and that causes the slinky effect. Mm-hmm. And I was behind Jim and Nona Grace, who have, they have the trike. Yeah. And Jim was trying to stay ahead of me, and I have it on video. He locked up and almost missed a turn. So I backed off of him. I didn't want him to, you don't want to cause someone else some sort of anxiety in the way that you want to ride. So I kind of backed off of him.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, even in 2021, when we first started the Back of the Dragon run, I don't remember who it was, but I was behind them, and they took the turn a little wide, and I target fixated on them. And
I remember that.
Yeah,
I think I was behind you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. He almost ran right into the oncoming vehicle.
Yeah. That was.
I mean, and that's the whole thing is. To me, it's, in my opinion, group riding is another skill set. We've had this kind of discussion before, and it's everybody rides within your comfort zone, but the key is to make everybody understand that.
We lost Randy.
We said this
during had enough of our shit.
I think he was missing the small talk with AB USA, but it's just, we said this during the safety kind of briefing at the Hardys there. It's like, we're not going to go fast. We're not trying, this is not meant to be a race, people come out to enjoy these things. So ride within your own limits. I even broke it up into two groups. It's like, it's part of being in a group is paying attention all around you. I mean, it's a skill. It's not a location you should be riding in if you're an impatient rider, bottom line.
Right.
Well, right. Definitely.
Agreed. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks for coming by,
Jones.
man.
Yeah, we got 23 people on. I don't think I've seen that many people on here in a long time. So
Yeah, it's been
Good
quite a
stuff.
yeah,
yeah. Welcome everybody. One request: make sure you hit that like button, please.
yeah. Yeah, we got the questions done actually in the first hour. Granted, we only had 4, but it's did pretty good. McStash wasn't here to slow us down today, so
I was just thinking, we were talking about VAM, and a lot of us, I think, have new bikes. There's going to be quite a few people with newer bikes, and something I've already run into on the right there.
Thanks for joining, Tekken.
yeah.
And
Jack nailed it right there.
What's the Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The most important thing at a meetup.
Yeah,
is
I'm
meeting
same
each
as you,
other.
Mikey,
I
Mike.
love that.
Yeah, that's my thing. I can ride every day of the week if I wanted to. In the summertime, it's just going to something like this, and
Yeah.
we're riding a lot of the same roads at VAM every year, but you're doing it with
I'm
other
doing
people.
it
with friends, right?
Yeah.
And Mikey, I understand what you're saying, but in the terms of what we're talking about here, like a Motovlogger meetup that we all kind of help plan and put together, that's a different thing to me entirely.
Yeah. And take it from me, you don't have to go on the rides. Come to the meetup, even if you don't want to ride with people. Just come to the meetup.
Yeah,
there's
you
enough.
can
There's
do your
enough
own thing. You can do your own thing.
Like that first year, like I said, Bubba and I didn't do any of the group rides at all. We went with Sinister and
Dan.
Ozarks, and we rode that last Saturday before we left. We went and did the back of the Dragon.
I should have. That's the other regret I have is that I didn't go on that ride with you guys. I stayed at the back of the Dragon store waiting to meet somebody.
Mikey, that's in.
Who's on this live stream, Mr. Northern.
Taswell, Virginia.
Northern.
The same weekend as the Harley Davidson rally, the 13th through the 16th, I think is what it is, of July.
Yeah.
But technically, believe if I'm not mistaken, the road he was talking about. Hey, there you go.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
The road he was talking about last year, I think, was the Black Widow. Or not the Black Widow, the Widowmaker. I think that's the road he was talking about. And we rode it. My wife and I with some friends rode it on Saturday, and it was messed up. Would I have wanted that same group to ride that one on Saturday? No, I wouldn't have. There's half the road. It was under construction. So the right side, our side of the road was blacktop. The left side wasn't. So it had that big 3-inch or whatever inch drop off. So, but it was still a good ride.
Oh yeah,
Widowmaker. Yeah, thanks, Pete.
Yeah, definitely. If no one's going down there, if you're going down there for the first time, at least make one of the Amish store rides. Like their food and their delis, they're amazing. If you've never had them.
The back of the Dragon's a good ride, but that's not. I don't think that's the best ride down there at all. It's fun.
I forget what that loop is called with one of that Amish stores, but that one's.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
that one's better than the Dragon, I think.
We took that ride over to West Virginia too, to that overlook. Well, they have the Claw of the Dragon, which we did that one, and then we went to that overlook over in Bluefield.
Yeah, that was a good
West
one.
Virginia. Yeah, that was fun. There's some good rides. Let's see. So I think the Poconos or Adirondacks would be a great place to have a meetup.
Yup.
I'm all for that. Yeah, that's
same.
I think we might be able to pull in some other people too. The travelers to do like a long weekend thing like VAM in Pennsylvania. I think it would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts that about the. Yeah, I did have it listed as like black or whatever the color was on that map up there at the hotel, but I think I am no expert by any means. Don't get me wrong, but I'm learning as I go through these different rides and stuff that are marked off on maps. I don't pay attention to those ratings at all.
Yeah.
At all. I'm not a skier, so I couldn't tell you black diamond, 2 diamond, 3 diamond, all that kind of junk. But when it comes to the roads, everybody's going to ride at their own speed. So if you're looking to fly through it like, whatever, then so be it. Maybe the expert level type of deal. But, I take each road with a grain of salt in the way that I can ride. So, Jack, no, I'm not going to own. I think all these guys are.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
won't be at home.
Yeah, I know I'll be there. I think Randy's going to be at Own.
Yeah,
think
Randy
that's what
said
he
he
said.
will be there.
Yeah,
But Toby, you
Even though
brought up
he
a
got
good
sick of
point
our
with
shit.
yeah. So misplaced Motovlogger mentioned the Finger Lakes too. That's up in New York. I grew up in that area. There,
Yep.
I haven't had a chance to ride a motorcycle up that way. I grew
Me
up up there
neither.
too. I spent the first 20 years of my life up there, so I go up there for wine, wine and beer. So
Mikey, yeah, the
I've been
other
up there
thing
diving, but never riding.
yeah,
I heard Burke's Garden. I've heard that road is fun. But Mikey,
yeah. Birch Garden was good.
Burke's Garden.
you're going
That's
to be
what
in
it is.
Michigan in June, and the June 22nd to the 25th is the Ohio Windy Nine in Athens, Ohio.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something to look at too.
Yeah. Yeah, wine and beer works. Yeah, as long as I'm not riding that day, we'll have to Uber.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll be up that way. We're trying to go up there. My birthday is July 8th. I turned 50 this year. Yeah.
Woohoo!
But I'm glad I made it this far. That's all I can say.
You're
I'm
right.
not happy. I'm not happy that I'm arriving there, but I'm glad I made it.
Same.
But yeah, we're gonna try maybe camp out that weekend before I go to VAM up in the Finger Lakes. My wife and I got to plan something. The state campground. We like Huka Lake. Huka Lake's kind of a Y-shaped. It's kind of beautiful area. Yeah, but we go up there. We used to go up there every year. We haven't been up since COVID. I don't think though. We just been busy. My wife's always somewhere with the cheerleader stuff with her daughter, or soccer with her son.
Right.
So I'm usually home swearing at parts, trying to fix shit, trying to burn the house down with cheap shit.
Burning down the house.
Yeah. How was your day? I don't have a place to live.
Right.
Oh, I do have a place to live. I did park the camper away from the house. So
Oh, there you go.
worst case scenario.
Thinking ahead.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I have a place to live. You don't. I can take my home with me.
So can McStash.
Yeah. He tried anyway. I don't know.
And actually, speaking of which, that's something else that also factored into my my decision is that Susie is you know, the thought of getting a teardrop camper or building a teardrop camper to tow behind the trike, you know, save a lot of money on hotels. You know, I don't need much. I don't need much.
Yeah.
I mean, hotels is just a place I lay my head at night.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a couple years ago. There was a guy, and I wish I would have had the money at the time. He had a Gold Wing. It was pretty low mileage, at least for a Gold Wing. And he had a teardrop camper that it came with the package. It was like a package deal. And I think at the time he only wanted like $13,000. That was for the camper, the Gold Wing, you know, all set up, ready to go. I'm like, shit. If I had the money, I would have jumped on that.
Hey Travis, what's up? I
That'd been a good deal.
thought my den life was already in here.
Hey, thanks, Travis.
So I've done a few good rides there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, like Trekkie Moto says, some of us need to have the room service and the air conditioning. And
That's a good, yeah.
That's typically what we
I
do.
do
We-
need the air
the
conditioning.
glory, the glamping, but we're
But if I'm gonna save, you know, let's say I wasn't you know, rooming with this McStash on the Route 66. If I, you know, now that I got the trike, if I had a teardrop and I could save that much money, you bet your ass I'd be doing it.
yeah.
Own is an Ohio Windy 9.
Yeah, windy.
Windy 9.
Windy.
There's a Facebook group for it. Check
here.
it
I'll
out.
share it.
Yeah.
I'll share it in the chat. Give me a second. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
And share
Thanks,
it.
Toby.
Flushing toilets. Yeah, working plumbing is also nice.
At first, you don't always have working plumbing at the hotels either.
Oh, that's true. You know, I never had a problem with the Fincastle though. So
No,
some
my
people
first-
did, apparently.
my first year at Fincastle, I didn't have a door that locked. That was fun.
Yeah.
All my cameras and shit sitting right on the table. Yeah. And they tried to fix it a couple times, and that's why I debated going back there last year. And at the last minute, I said, you know what? It's still cheap. Everybody else was there. And then
It seemed like a nice place in 2021. I just didn't know where everybody was going yet, and
Yeah.
I had talked
Super
to
8 was
Doyle.
the cheapest place I could get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first year I was talking to Doyle, like, hey, where are
He
people,
said, "Pack your pistol."
staying?
Amen.
And that's what he mentioned. There we go.
Yeah. We could have a whole discussion on safety on your rides at some point.
Definitely.
You know.
Yeah, Pete brought up a good point there. Splitting did you already say that? Splitting an Airbnb is a good thing too, because
Yeah.
I know Pete and them, Jack and them guys would do that at VAM. So
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's what.
If you're going to be out of one place, yeah, that's a definitely awesome option.
Yeah, because I was actually going to stay at the old jail last year, because McStash said he was staying at the jail. Oh, we already booked it. And then the last minute, no, I didn't book there. I booked with Doyle at that house. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I didn't know who else was going to stay at that jail. I'm like, you know what? I'm canceling that. It was cheaper for me to go back to the hotel anyway. But like, I didn't want to stay at that bed and breakfast and not know anybody there, you know?
Yeah, that if there was a group of us and we were all together, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, staying with random people that like aren't part of the event that you're down there for, that's a little weird.
Yeah. They had Back of the Dragon had their own thing going on last year too. So
okay, think about this, right?
Yeah.
Think about what I'm not knocking you, Ryan, but think about what we just said, right? Granted, we chatted and talked on live streams before, but if y'all are telling me that you were not nervous riding to Tazewell and for the first one, linking up with a bunch of bikers you'd never met before, I was a bit nervous.
I was nervous from a standpoint of I don't do
the unexpected, the unknown.
But once CDL and I met up in Lipa,
that's
exactly. and then we got with Matt Motos and Minis.
Yep,
all good.
The hotels in VAM, so they do not.
I think the difference was I had already met Chris.
I'm talking about the Holiday Inn Express. There did not suck. I can't speak for anything else.
Yeah,
but I had already gone to a meet and met Chris. I met Mini Motos. And there was already a few guys that I had met, so I kind of already knew what to expect, and I wasn't really.
Yeah.
And I talked to Doyle. I talked to Mr. G. So it was kind of, there was no one there. So there were complete strangers, but there was no one there that was like, hey.
Everybody knows if you say, hey, I'm going to Sturgis, you know you're going to see a crap ton of people there. Yep. You know there's going to be a lot of people there. Facilities and all that vendor stuff is out there, right? It's established. Going to a city that's back in the middle of nowhere in the mountains.
Yeah.
You've never been before, and you don't know who's going to show up, right? That's my point. The very first time, there's a bit of uneasiness there because you don't know who's going to show up. You don't know what the level is going to be. So it turned out to be one hell of a thing that changed lives.
Yeah.
Right. Mike, it's Ohio Windy 9.
Yeah, Athens, Ohio.
Mike, I sent you the link to the
links in the
page
chat.
Link was on the chat a minute ago.
Yeah, I sent but I sent you the DM in your Instagram too.
Oh, okay, cool. And
then we got Glad Noray's in the house. Glad on twos.
Nice.
So wait,
welcome,
Mikey. Mike, he's in California, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna ride all the way to VAM.
Well, he's going to be. He said he'll be in Michigan.
Okay. I
mean, so
mad props either way. Mad props.
So I was like, it's a matter of convenience, man. If it works out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I planned to go to Sturgis, and we were staying in that house, and I had never met any of those guys. Most of them, came up from California or Texas. I'm like, I've never, I've talked with all those guys for a year or so. Like, oh, let's do Sturgis, and I'm staying in the same house with these guys. What do you do if they're, they're dickheads? If you don't end up liking somebody or you bump heads with somebody, you're sharing the same bathroom and kitchen. And
I mean, that's a risk you take, it's
my needs are very low. I mean, people saying that certain hotels and all that, as long as there aren't cockroaches running around and the bed's semi-comfortable. I mean, literally, I just need a place to crash.
I don't care about the cockroaches as long as nobody minds me shooting at them.
I do want to point out something. Thanks for bringing that up, Jack's Rides, about the $30 pre-registration for Ohio Windy 9. That is not necessary.
It's not
That's if you
mandatory.
want to.
Yeah.
That's if you want a goodie basket.
Right.
Yeah.
The stash is putting together a goodie basket for everybody that wants to pre.
Right.
But
I think you do
just,
for the
if you want to
$30
do
cover-
it, just show up. You don't have
Right.
to.
The
do
$30
that.
covers. Yeah. I mean, the $30 covers the dinner at the host hotel,
Yeah.
the T-shirt and the swag bag with stickers and
Yeah.
pins and whatever else. So it covers that dinner too. So
Yeah.
Right.
if you're not looking to do any of that stuff, you ain't got to
You
pay
gotta
for
You
do
it.
don't have to.
You can show up and do all the rides and stay
Yeah.
wherever you want to stay. So
Yep. Right, exactly. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, I forgot about the dinner. That was my bad. Thanks for pointing that out,
Yeah.
Toby and Jack.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
the
if you're a
barbecue
veg-
dinner meetup, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It-
If you're a
it covers that as
vegetarian,
well.
you don't want it.
And that's catered, from my understanding. He's the whole thing. He's got that it's catered, so that's really going to be
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of which, what other people are talking about in the chat, I mean, my thing is anybody who's met me in real life knows that I'm exactly how I am online as I am in real life.
Yeah.
You know, and I get along pretty much with everybody.
Yeah.
I've yet to meet somebody that I've had an issue with or has had an issue with me, at least that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I don't go to Spider Quest because I clash pretty much with a lot of those guys. So
Yeah.
I kind of keep my distance from those BRP Can-Am on-road type sponsored events. Not all of them. I mean, some of them are really great, but it's that type of communities, for whatever reason, is a huge mixed bag. And yeah, they don't seem to like me.
Well, that's what I don't go to the charity rides. I went to one charity ride years ago, and it's like I tried to talk to people. I'm like, yeah, whatever. We're with our group of 4 or 5 guys. We don't want to talk to you. Why are you over here bugging us? You know, like I thought we were all freaking doing the same thing. We're all riding, and yeah,
I'm even worse in real life.
And then Misplaced Motovlogger says, I can vouch for that.
yeah. But yeah, we got a good turnout. I hate to end the show.
Yeah, we still got 21, it looks like.
21
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
Steady at least 20 plus for a while.
Yeah,
I mean, far be it from me to make people do what
That's-
they don't want to do, but I ain't got anything else going on.
See, that's what gets me right there. What Pete just said. That to me,
Yep.
I keep my wife will tell you, I have and everybody that's met me will probably tell you, I have a pretty high tolerance when it comes to other people. I've had people come to me and say, that person rubs me the wrong way or this or that, whatever. And I'm like, I didn't get that. And I'm not saying I should have or shouldn't have. Just, like Pete says, we're all riding motorcycles. So I'm like, at the end of the day,
yeah,
we all breathe air. We all have kids. We all have, bad past, dirty closets, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
We all are riding a motorcycle, a trike, a Can-Am, whatever. Just not a slingshot.
Yeah.
You ride a slingshot, get the fuck out.
yeah. Anything with a roof on it.
I would
Yeah,
say
HGAV
join yours to
Traveler,
me,
I
the
don't-
people who ride like you do not that I need anyone to. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should respond to AV
Yep.
Traveler there. They have a problem with me because I'm always posting up about performance things and going fast and doing this stuff. That's not what they do. So it's more of like a how we ride type conflict and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ride my ride. You guys ride your ride. We're good. There's no conflict there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Gliding on Nora. Exactly. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like Kylie said. We matter of fact, last year we were talking. We were up at Bluegrass Harley. They were doing the St. Patrick's Day bike night type thing. It happened to be on Thursday again, or this year it was Friday. Last year was Thursday, and we rode up to it and hooked up and hung out for a while and stuff. And I asked her flat out. I was like, "Are you coming to these kind of meetups and Thursday night bike nights and stuff because I want to?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, that works because we get a ride in, we're hanging out someplace. So I try to balance it to let, do stuff that she wants to do as well. But I mean, it goes to what Ryan is saying. If you're meeting up with a group of people that are riding, that are meeting up to meet up for a meal or break bread, it's one thing. But if you're going to do rides, then that's where you got to start considering other factors, people riding styles and all that. So are you joining a hog group? Then whatever.
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
say you
As far
have
as I'm
to be a
concerned, you
real-
ride your family. And until you prove otherwise, if you ride your family.
Nah, you can't do that in public. Come on, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bluegrass, dealer out of PA. Yeah, they were, and they're actually they're one of the stops for Adam Sandoval's thing. So
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Well, that's what the Erie dealership. I don't really care for them too much. That Adam's going to.
Yeah,
That's why I like that. I always say the Jamestown dealership. I like them. They're been great people. My neighbor that passed away a couple of years ago, he wouldn't buy a bike from Erie because actually Jamestown would bring the bike to him. Like
Yeah.
he said, okay, we'll bring the bike down to you. We'll come get your trade in. Erie, they wouldn't deal with him. They said, you know what? If you don't buy this bike, somebody else will buy it.
yeah, I
For what
100%
we're charging.
agree.
So, you know,
The dealership themselves, the staff, you guys know. I mean, it doesn't matter what brand or manufacturer it is. If the people there are douches and dickheads, then it's the same thing. Because I mean, I've been in Indian dealerships where some of them were really nice, and I've been to both brands, all brands, and
I'll say that's an all brand thing.
It has not a damn thing to do with whether it's got a bar and shield or an Indian head or the symbol of Yamaha, the sound bar symbol thing that Yamaha does or whatever. It doesn't matter. If there are dicks in there, you're not going to want to. You're going to push people away.
I'm going to say that dealership, Appelson's, that they're buying up here. That's going to be the Indian dealership. I went to that place once, and they were dickheads up there. They didn't.
Yeah.
This dealership that's buying it now is going to be so much nicer.
Yeah, Maddie's, like I said, is seriously, they are top notch.
Yeah, I went in there the other dealership, I went in there years ago. I was looking for something for my old Yamaha. And they act like they didn't even know what the hell the part was. I'm like, you're a fucking Yamaha dealership. I talked to their parts guy, and the guy didn't even know what the hell the part was. And I'm like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm like, I never went back in there. I've gone by there on my motorcycle for years, going up toward Buffalo on the bike, and I would never stop in there once. I didn't care.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with bikers, right? I mean, we can you can go to Sturgis, great example, right? Or Daytona. I haven't been to Daytona or Laconia yet, but I mean, I'm sure it's a great example. You go there and you're going to have an element of people that are just straight dicks.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they are. There's going to be people that are like that, but does that mean the whole group, the whole demographic or whatever of bikers are all dicks? No, but
yeah, there's dickheads in every brand.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have a Harley dealership here called they changed the name. It's called Rock On Harley Davidson now, and I've been in there 3 times. The first time Kristen and I went in there looking for a helmet to take the MSF course. We were in there for a good 45 minutes before somebody even walked up to us.
Oh yeah.
Second time, they wouldn't leave us alone. Third time was after I bought the El Diablo. We had some time to kill. We had taken the day off, or I had a doctor's appointment or something. So Kristen was already off because she works 312s, and I was off early for a doctor's appointment or something. And so we just popped in there because it's right by the hospital where we work, and they actually had an El Diablo in there that had been sold, and they were just storing it for the owner for the winter. And I actually got the lay flat license plate thing from them, but I'll never go in there again. I mean, they just
not my dealership, Travis. My dealership has a pretty damn good assortment. Probably not as many as a Cycle Source or whatever, but
right.
Now, does that depend on the state? Because some states don't even have helmet laws. So why would they?
Yeah, right.
Well, Kentucky does it. They have for adults. They don't either. But I mean, it's Bluegrass Harley always has a really decent selection.
That dealership we stopped at in Bluefield was really nice, and that was a small dealership. It was small, but they had a lot of shit packed in there. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for the size.
That's how my dealership is.
Yeah.
Lots of bandanas, though.
All about.
Hey, I want to do Chris. I want to do another quick plug too, since we still have new people in here again. Next Saturday, the 25th, y'all, 7 p.m. it would humble me and honor me if you all would join me in a live chat. I'm doing at 7 p.m. next Saturday. I'm doing a channel revision change on my channel.
Yeah.
And doing some giveaways. So
yeah,
please join. Feel free to join and talk.
Yeah. His family doesn't know about him coming out yet, so he needs all the support he can get. But, yeah.
Yeah, my dealership has probably about 5 or 6 out on the showroom floor, Travis. But again, it's a really small family-owned dealership.
Yeah.
We have another place called KC Cycle and Helmet that's about a half an hour away. They carry a lot of stuff. That's pretty much like
that's where you've been going to your stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's where you've been shopping at, right, Derek?
Harv's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Harv's is my home Harley Davidson dealership. By the way, if anybody who doesn't know, is actually owned partially. Well, it's owned by Kyle and Travis Wyman's mom, but Kyle's going to be taking over here shortly. Mom's getting ready to retire. Well deserved.
Nori, no, I'm not changing that. I will say the name is changing. The channel name is changing.
Yeah.
Only like a couple people know it, but
you got to take the R out of that, though. It's just Southern.
Yeah.
Peter North.
Yeah, Peter North channel.
Hey, you'll get some views.
Yeah. Sponsored by KY.
Yeah.
I don't know, Travis. As far as that type of helmet goes, I have my doubts. Me personally, if I wanted that type of thing, I would just bust out and get like a showy modular.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those other ones because the hybrids. Because I've been told that in drop tests, those things fly apart.
There's a possibility. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm.
Later,
Channel
Trekkie.
name
Live long and
change,
prosper,
Mr.
brother.
Yeah. Thanks, Trekkie Moto. Yeah, thanks everybody that's come in today.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this has been
a lot of new traffic.
Love it.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Randy. He disappeared on us. So.
Yeah, and I tagged him earlier about 15 minutes ago. He was still his name was still in the live chat. So maybe he just kept the YouTube up live for you and had to go do something.
Yeah. I got to go do something soon too. So.
All right. Well, we're pushing up on 2 hours.
Yeah. This is fun. No technical issues yet. McStash wasn't here. This is the common thing. McStash wasn't here other than the comments. So maybe things are a little smoother without the stash wax.
I was thinking the same thing, Pete.
Yeah, I was going to talk about pooping, but I didn't want to bring that up.
Yeah, maybe he had a bad dismount on the toilet and couldn't make it back to the live stream. He was practicing riding a trike. He fell off. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, that was.
Yes, if you fall off the toilet, you shouldn't be trying to corner your trike the same way. But if they make a trike that is partly a toilet, that'd be great because then you never have to stop.
Right? You don't have to stop. You don't have to stop for fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, or you wouldn't have to stop for fuel.
We're really going down the idiocracy path.
Oh yeah, just have to find a truck you can get gas with, like they do with the airplanes. Just fuel up on the road and just keep going.
Hey Toby, let me know. Let me know when you find cans of Brondo.
I'm just saying, man.
Got electrolyte.
Who needs to have their garden watered with, Gatorade?
Right.
Yeah.
Sports drink.
So now, speaking of that and all that, Ryan, does being new to 3, does the speed that you're taking a turn at determine how much lean you have to put into it?
Yes, definitely. So you've got a different setup with a 1 wheel in the front and 2 in the back.
Right.
So the dynamic of the way that you're going to do that is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably not be taking corners nearly as fast as a Can-Am would be just because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
But you definitely want to, because what'll happen is it'll get away from you. You'll think, oh, I'm leaning enough, but then the G-force will start bringing you this way, and you want to you'd rather overshift than not shift enough, because then you're trying to catch up, and it'll get away from you.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll until I'm going to spend a shit ton of time in parking lots. And, the only other time I've ever been on 3 before is, as I told you, I test rode that Riker, and that, has a 2 up front. So, it's definitely going to be a learning curve for sure. But,
Derek, you've done the mini go-karts, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when you try to take those sharp turns at 35, 40 miles an hour on the course, and if you don't lean into it, that damn, I did that with my wife was test riding a bike, and they happened to have a trike there available. I can't remember what the hell it was. Anyway, it was a trike, and it was my first time riding one. The pickup was great, acceleration, braking, whatever. We went around that very first turn. I was behind them trying to match with them. I wasn't thinking about it, and I almost flipped over forward on that damn thing. I almost flipped it because I was not leaning more than what I would normally lean on a motorcycle on a 2-wheel. So I learned very quickly. Yeah. Dan says it right there. Don't lean on a trike. Don't lean a trike. You steer it.
I actually got the Riker out of storage, and I've been riding the past couple of days. The weird thing you get is understeer. It's the weirdest feeling, and I posted that video. I think.
I saw that. Yeah,
it just doesn't, and that may have been road conditions too, but that's something that you got to kind of watch too. It's just like it just went straight, and I'm just trying to power out of it. I'm just like, no, you're gonna turn for me. But that's just me being.
I'm of the mindset that if all fails, go slower. I'm not gonna outride my skill set.
You definitely want to feel it out, because that's me being comfortable knowing that I know these machines. So like I would not recommend anyone taking that corner like I did at all. Like it's
you just got to get out there and put the miles on it.
Well, as of right now, when I left the dealership yesterday, my sales guy was like, come out on Wednesday morning, because I'm off through Wednesday. He's like, come out Wednesday morning, and you can take it out for a test ride. Make sure Dominus Omnis, this is what you definitely want. So, but it looks like there's rain in the forecast on Wednesday, so I might actually text them and be like, hey, how does Tuesday sound? Because our dealership, all the dealerships in my area are closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Yeah. Are you getting a trunk for that?
It's got one.
Does it? I didn't see it in the picture.
Yeah. Tri-Glide Ultra, the trunk opens from the back down. Okay. On the Freewheeler / Road Glide 3, it opens from the top up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, about the same amount of space. Trunk-wise, it's just it opens from the tops. And I'm having a luggage rack put on. Obviously, I can't do the tour pack because the trunk opens like that.
All right.
But, yeah, I'm waiting for I'm hoping that enough people buy the RG3 that Harley will finally come to their senses and put a shark nose and blacked out accents on the Ultra. So in like 3 or 4 years, I can trade that in on that.
Yeah.
Blue Bike and Doyle just chimed in and says, he was in North Georgia Ringgold.
Yeah. Yeah. We're over 2 hours, so I think I'm going to call it. And we had a good.
Yeah.
There's our sponsor.
Hate to do it, gentlemen. And ladies in the chat, it's been great. Yeah. But yeah. Besides, especially those of you that live in climates where you can actually get out and ride right now, go do it.
Yeah. It sucks because it's really sunny here today, but it's like 28 degrees. So.
Yeah, it was like 50 degrees the other day, and then like yesterday it dropped, and we have a dusting of snow. But it's
like straight.
It's like low 20s with the wind chill right now.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. The other day I went out and rode, and it was like 28 degrees, and I had a little extra time between the two jobs. You should have seen all the people out in the fields because they were working on the vines, the grapevines. Mm-hmm. And these guys are like, what the fuck? This guy's out here. It's 28 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm zipping around the Chonda, 50, 60 miles an hour. And they're like, what the fuck, man? We're out here in the fields with our Carhartt work suits on freezing. And I'm just like, zipping along. Then it was 50 degrees and I couldn't ride because I was too busy at both jobs. So I'm like, this sucks.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. But all right, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody. We'll
Thanks,
be back
yeah,
in a month to
please,
do this again.
Stick in the green room.
Please
Stick in the
join
green
us
room.
again. And yeah, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Thank you.
Hey, y'all stay in the
Yep.
green room.
Yep. All right. Bye for now.
See you guys.